Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry, it took me a second to get going. I was trying to tweet out the live stream. Hey, Woofy. Hey, Kitty KU. Hey, Tony. Punksy. Hey, Carol Freaking Claus. Hey, Unseen Thinkers. Hey, Lynn. Good to see you. No Bed of Roses. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hippie Chick. Hey, Selma. Let's see. Hey, Delene. Good to see you. Hey, Shani. Let me put this on silent. Oh my goodness. This trial, you guys, wow, it's gotten insane. So today I went out with the kids to Walmart and we went swimming and other things, but I was listening to the trial all day. I actually missed Melissa Jade's live stream. Let me put it in the chat because I am looking forward to watching the replay later this evening. She was talking about some Idaho stuff involving a channel that I don't actually watch. I just wait to hear from Melissa. So yeah, anyways. Wow, we got a lot to get into. So I'm going to turn my camera off because we're going to be using the video stuff. You know, hey, Troop Come Crazy. Hey, Purple. I didn't get any, Woofy. We got other stuff. But they were so cute. Hey, Wilby. Hey, Ran. Hey, Daisy. Hey, Steph. Good to see you. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Hey, Rainbow Mom. Hey, Alibi. Crumb Curious. By the way, I was just in her live. It was excellent. And you guys that missed it, maybe after this, you can watch on Harmony. Very cool to see that bridge and stuff like that. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this article. That's where we're going to get started. Then we're going to watch a video footage of one of the detectives. Then we're going to watch his interview. We're going to watch him ride in the car. There's some interesting stuff that happens. And at one point in the interview, the detectives interviewing him and him are screaming at each other back and forth. They're telling him, be a man. Grow some nuts. And I don't know. It gets intense. I think this is going to be a lot of really interesting, at least for us to all go over together. It is horrific. We're also going to talk about the injuries today. We had, the medical examiner on, and he talked about Griselda's injuries. And let me just tell you guys quickly what those were. 7 stab wounds to the back of the neck, 3 to the back left side of the head, 3 to the back left shoulder, 3 to the back left upper arm, 1 to the left upper back, 1 in her collarbone on the right, 1 on her left collarbone, 3 on the front and sides of her neck, 1 in her top left shoulder, 1 in her left upper arm, 1 in her left forearm. Then they talked about these are slashes, an incise wound. Let me show you because I pulled up the definition. I had to ask Woofy to help me and Melissa because I could not understand what they were saying. But they were saying incise wounds. I'm going to show you the exact definition because I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. But we have one of those. It's like a slash to the left side of the face. 2 stab wounds to the back left hand. Another slash to the left wrist. Also a wrist fracture. 1 stab wound in the right cheek. 1 in the left corner of the mouth. Another incise wound parallel with the earlobe. She had brain hemorrhage. It was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. So gruesome. It's just unbelievable. When this started, so I'll listen to the rest later. Oh, Rainbow Mom. Incise. Thank you, Woofy. He was definitely, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was so brutal. And I mean, I just can't get over the way that he did this. He had her meet him at his work. Her family knew. I mean, we're going to hear from the officer, but when they call Mom and Mom's like, she's going to meet Border Patrol agent Anthony Burgos. Well, he hears that on the speaker. So they ask him, what's your name? Ronald Burgos. Ronald Burgos Aviles. Won't give his full name immediately. It's just, I can't with this dude. So an incised wound or cut or slash results when an object with a sharp tip or sharp edge makes contact with the skin, with or without associated underlying tissues, with the direction of the force in relation to the skin occurring in a more or less tangential fashion. So it's basically a slash. Now, a few things came out. We didn't actually get to go over day 3 together on this because when we did the last lab on this, it wasn't up yet. But I wanted to read through these with you guys. So law enforcement officials with the Laredo Police Department testify to hearing the radio transmission that Burgos Aviles was the possible suspect in the double homicide. I know, cutie pie. I know. I cannot get over it. She was fighting for her and her baby's lives. Yes, she was. It's just awful. I mean, number one, can I just say Grizzly has been doing like a really excellent job covering this. Court TV and them are doing it too, of course, but the sound quality is better on her. I don't know. I just really enjoy her coverage. So then we have jurors they saw Dominic's clothing, shoes, and the stroller. A Laredo police officer testifies to seeing a woman pushing a stroller through the park at 9:56 a.m. Sorry about that, you guys. According to investigators, it would have taken Griselda 10 to 15 minutes to walk where her body was located. Burgos Aviles demanded that detectives take him to the home of who was blaming him for the crime to identify him. Detectives say they observed red markings on his arms, and he can be seen so when he's in the car being transported, and he's not arrested yet, he's just detained. He's sitting there like this, licking his hand, wiping stuff off of his arm. He'll look around for a little bit. You see him looking in his nails, stick it in his mouth. Like he's actively trying to get rid of evidence, and it is so obvious. I watch Grizzly every day. I've been watching her too. I was at Grizzly's all day. That's awesome. Yeah, cutie pie. She does a really great job. I will actually get the link because I have a short from her we're about to watch. And I'll grab the link and put it in the chat for you guys. Hey, Music City Mama. Okay. Day 4. Cell phone data shows that Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles was in Father McNobo Park at or around the time of the homicides. Listen to this. The phones belonging to Griselda and Burgos Aviles traveled to another area of Laredo after the murders, and then both phones returned to the crime scene when he went to change. He went home for a few minutes. Dominic's blood was found on the tailgate of his patrol unit. Investigators found, let me see here. Adriana Escamilla, she is a criminal investigator, and she was the one who talks about this. I don't think she found it, but someone on her team found the child support paperwork in his desk. So okay. So now let me switch to this short from Grizzly because he smiles at one of the witnesses. It's pretty interesting. And I'm going to grab the link to this short, which will take you to the channel. If you guys aren't subscribed, I imagine most of you are, but Cutie Pie, I think maybe needs a link. So, hey, Shay Benet. It is Cutie Pie. Okay. All right, now y'all watch this. I'm going to take the comments off though first and take myself off too. I got this new dress. You guys, I got it at freaking Walgreens and I cannot get over it. It's so pretty. I can't even really show you how cute it is, but it's like tight around the chest, right? But then it's just loose. But in the front, oh, see, it's shorter. It comes like right, I can't even show you, but in the front, it comes right up to like the knees. But then in the back, it like, I don't know, it drags on the ground. It's really cute at freaking Walgreens. Okay. Thank you, Shabane. His next door neighbor, who is also a border patrol officer. Okay, here we go. Let me show you guys. Oh no, what happened?
Black suit.
He's smiling at him. Oh my gosh. Why?
So on April 9th, at your residence,
Black suit.
He's smiling at him.
reflect
Oh
that the
my
witness has identified
gosh.
Mr. Burgos.
I mean, we have seen him do the resting bitch face for the whole time. So, hey, Candace, thank you. Hey, Melissa. They used the neighbor's video. Oh, okay. Which was wild. I've watched lots of trials, and that was just wild. This has all been crazy. I don't know. I'm just disturbed and all confused, interested, everything. It's just been crazy. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to here. And I want to watch through quite a little bit of this with you, and then we're going to get to his interview. I also could show you guys the dash cam of his transport, which is interesting. But there's so much to talk about, so much to look at. We'll just do what we can now, and then we'll catch up when we can. So hopefully the damn internet is decent enough where y'all can hear and see it. So let me know if you have any issues with that. A potato sack. Aw, thank you, Cray Cray. That's so sweet. Thank you. Been watching the other trial of the Border Patrol serial killer from the same county. Ooh, I haven't seen that cutie pie. But I really, Smoky Blue Days, I don't think I've ever seen that in another trial. His white, okay, now we found out today from one of the officers. So the officer that was on the stand talking about the interrogation footage, I believe, is the one who said his ex-wife. So I guess they're split up. Hey, Melissa Jade, is she here? Let's see. I don't see her, but hey, Deb. Okay.
You arrived by these, you saw these two units?
Correct.
Okay. So this was the area that you were in?
That's the island, correct.
Okay. And did you begin, was it already secured when you got there?
They were working on securing it. The Border Patrol agents, I believe, they had given them voluntary statements to start filling out. But they were doing that by the trucks. So I made, let's just stay off the dirt so we don't disturb any of the scene. And let's do it right here by the island that was there, the brushy area.
And so you mentioned how many units were there and how many Border Patrol. How about LPD presence? How much LPD presence was there at this time?
There were several. There was already detectives on scene.
Laredo Police Department.
And what did you, after you secured the scene or after you asked the BP agents to, I guess, stay behind a certain area?
It's true,
what else
Smoky
did you
Blue
do?
Days.
At that time, one of the Border Patrol agents, he was wearing a different uniform. He was wearing a life vest. So he was from the boat unit. He ended up telling me later. He's like, hey, there's some tracks that I want you to see. Can I show them to you?
I really enjoyed this witness. I think that he does a good job.
And so I told him, yeah, show me. Let's
I'm not going to speed it up unless you guys think.
And
So let me know.
that led you away from this area?
Correct.
And once you left this area,
Okay.
did you do anything, other tasks while you were at this little area where the original scene that you walked up on?
From seeing,
Hold on, let's see. Thank you, Carol freaking Claus. I am 5 months old today. Oh, I became a silly lily. You are stuck with me, my beautiful friend Alex. Oh, that's so cool. 5 months. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Carol freaking Claus. You've made quite the impact. Hell, we even had unseen freaking thinkers the other day. Thank you. I think he's jazzed to get to testify. Yeah, there's definitely like a vibe like that. Okay.
from just seeing the scene and securing it, or as directing the Border Patrol agents, not securing it, but directing the Border Patrol agents off of the scene.
They have kitty
I was able to see the body. That's the only thing that I saw.
Okay.
Very-
And then did you make your way over to any other area of the Father McAvoy complex?
Yes, so we did. He went to go show me the tracks that he was talking about. So we made it to the first track, and we followed to kind of see it anymore.
Okay. And where did this lead you to?
Lead
Which
you.
area? I'm going to show you guess. Let me show you the map again. That's State's Exhibit 97.1. And so you were initially in this area.
Thank you guys for
Correct.
being here. I
And
appreciate
then,
it so much. I
you-
really do.
and this, you said boat, like boat, Border Patrol agent?
He was I would call him on my report. I call him a boat guy. He's from the boat unit.
And which area did you go? Did you walk this way?
We actually walked west and north towards the soccer field. Went through that dirt road that's there.
So you went.
Correct.
So you went up this
Correct.
way?
Correct.
So another little curve,
Yes.
another little trail,
Yes. It was a dirt path.
okay. And then where did you end up?
We end up at the soccer fields on that clear area that's right.
This?
Yes.
Hey, Princess Megan
ended up there.
Elsa. Hey, K-Bray.
Okay, so then once you're there, do you go back to the scene?
No. Did not.
And once you
I
were
love
there,
you guys,
did you
Rainbow Mom.
meet up with anybody else? Did you have
Yeah.
any
Hey,
contact with
Robin.
anyone else?
Yes. When we were there, Lieutenant Ramirez, he showed up, and that's who I talked to him. I showed him the tracks, the trails where
Welcome, Candace. Thank you for joining.
we last saw him. We saw him behind the goalpost.
Mhm.
So and then he's like, let's make it to the park. He thinks that they said over the radio that they had already seen somebody or seen a car at the park.
Okay, and so you guys make your way over to where in the area is this? Which way you go?
We continued north,
Okay,
correct? And north of that baseball field that you're at,
yes.
there's a soccer field just north of it.
This
So we
one?
walked through there
Uh-huh.
down to the car. The car was right there, just west. There you go.
And so this is, now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 172. Explain to me, to the ladies and gentlemen
There's
of
the
the
car.
jury, what happened when, so you show up here to this area, this parking lot area,
Yes,
you see the Mercedes,
correct.
who else
Aw.
was present?
Carol. Thank you, Carol.
Lieutenant Reyes was there.
Okay,
The detective.
Oh, thank
Reyes
you,
was there.
Punksy. Thank you, guys. Hey, Jingo.
Lieutenant Ramirez. I'm sorry. Detective Reyes, and there's some other police personnel. I don't recall everybody.
I can't wait for you to
and
see
at this time,
this.
there had already been some communications over the radio regarding the vehicle.
Yeah, I cannot wait. It takes a second to get into it, but we got to hang tight and listen because it's going to get super interesting in the freaking interrogation. Oh my God. It's wow.
Correct.
Okay. And was there anything, any radio
Maria?
communications that prompted
Me too, Jingo.
prompted you to take action at that scene?
So what happened is that over the radio, the detectives that went to the registered owner's residence, they came over the radio and said that the person that was using that car at the time was supposed to meet a border patrol agent at the Father Magnum Park.
Okay.
So detectives, remember we talked about this. Detectives went out to meet the sister at her house because Griselda was in her sister's Mercedes. Griselda had told her family what she was doing. So they told the detectives, and then they start talking about it over the radio, and guess who overhears?
Transmission that came in was the boyfriend's name was Anthony Burgos.
Okay.
Oh, Music
And
City Mom,
explain,
thank you.
To
You
the
guys
ladies
are
and
the
gentlemen of
bomb.
the jury,
Thank you.
the exchanges that happened at that time.
So when Anthony Burgos, when the radio transmission came up for Anthony Burgos, there was only Border Patrol agent that was at that location with us. I had just seen him. I had never seen this person before. I see him. He's right near the car, and so I wave him over. I say, "Hey, come here." As he's walking up to us, the name says Burgos.
So they're sitting there. They hear over the radio. Yeah, she went to go meet a border patrol agent by the name of Anthony Burgos, I can't say it like him, but listen to how he tries to twist and manipulate, and they start to get mad at him. Maria, it is absolutely gruesome. I think, though, you can still jump on here and really get the idea, because he's talking about when they first find the victims. Then we're going to get into his interrogation, and also I want to show you guys what the medical examiner said. I went over it at the beginning, but Griselda Hernandez was stabbed 27 times. Her baby was stabbed and had his throat slashed, all because the man she had been sleeping with and had a baby with did not want his wife to find out. So Griselda had went after him for child support, and he meets his son for the first time March 25th, 2018. And on that day, he injects him with something. And the baby is no longer able to walk. He has skin death, necrosis around the wound. It's a whole thing. Well, then they go to meet up 2 weeks later, and around 2 weeks later, and he takes both of their lives. So now this is a Laredo police officer who is describing the moments that all this is unfolding, because not only does he take their lives, he does it at his work. He discovers the bodies. He calls 911, and this is when people start finding out, hey, wait a minute, she's here to meet you.
So we look at the name. I'm looking at the name as he's coming over.
Oh, thank you,
and I'm
Eddie.
just like, hey, I
you.
think this is the person they just called over the radio, but they said Anthony, and I get the first name, and it's an
MK.
R. Burgos. So as I'm looking at him, he has supervisor rank.
Well,
So I'm
MK.
looking at him. Hey, is there another Burgos that's here?
Okay, I don't want to interrupt this, so let me pause it. MK, thank you. That is so sweet. You guys are just way too kind and full of love, and I so appreciate you guys. Okay, so I'm going to rewind about 10 seconds. Like he says, he's a supervisor, so he's probably like, whoa, is there some... Just let me let him play it, because I already know. I thought this was really fascinating to watch.
So as I'm looking at him, he has supervisor rank. So I'm looking at him. Hey, is there another Burgos that's here? And he says there was one, but I think he transferred. And that's where we're at there at that point.
Okay. And went on while you were having this discussion.
So the detectives that were with the registered owner, they asked Reyes to get on the 21, which means phone. So they're asking for a phone call so we can transmit exactly what's going on.
Girl, freaking
Okay,
close.
so
Thank you.
at that
It is
point, when you were
rather
having this
awesome.
discussion or this quick exchange with Mr. Burgos, where was Reyes?
He was
More
a
or
few
less.
feet in front of him. It was probably by the truck,
Okay.
right by his truck.
And so, what was there an exchange between Detective Reyes, you, or Detective Reyes and Mr. Burgos?
So we all knew that his name was Burgos, but he had R in front. So Detective Reyes tells him, "Hey, what's your name, man?" And he says, "Ronald Burgos."
Me too, Nate.
And we're looking for Anthony Burgos. And radio transmissions are coming through, and so it's kind of hectic. Burgos approaches close to Reyes. I'm the only uniformed officer, so I'm writing to him, and he says, "Hey, man, what's your name?" And then Burgos says, "Ronald Burgos Aviles." He only uses his last.
Remember, he hears that they're looking for an Anthony Burgos. And I think he's smiling probably because he's nervous, So he intentionally leaves the Anthony part out of his name.
He only uses his last names. So then Rick's like, "What's your fucking name, dude? Why are you not telling me your name? What's your fucking name?" And then he says, "My name's Ronald Burgos Aviles." And he says, You're not telling me your name. Do you have an ID or something?" And he's like, "No, I don't have an ID."
And where were you when this was happening? How far were you from Mr. Burgos?
I was within arm's reach. So as actually it's happening, Burgos, he reaches down towards his belt. He's actually wearing a gun, which is why we're in high alert. So he reaches down towards his gun, and I just grab his arm, and I tell him, "Hey, dude, just calm down." So as I push his arm, he's like, "Hey, I don't want any problems." And he looks at me. I'm the only one with a gun that he can see. So he says, "Hey, I don't want problems." He puts his hands up just like this, and then he puts his this like he's motioning I'm gonna take off my gun for you. Like he's giving us the presence that he's gonna take off his gun. He doesn't want to be a threat. He reaches down, he unbuckles his belt, his duty belt, and I'm already grabbing it from the back just in case something happens. So as I'm grabbing it, he drops his belt and it just falls to my hand, and I just grab it and I pull it off of him.
And so I guess the weight of the belt, that's why it fell into your hand.
It just fell into my hand. I was already grabbing it, but I just had control of it, so I just pulled it right off.
Okay. And what did you do with this belt?
The belt, I actually secured it. I put it in the back of Detective Reyes.
Okay, so I'm going to pause here because we have a lot to look at. We're going to fast forward just a little bit. He also takes his shirt off, says he's embarrassed. I want to show you guys a few moments of this dash cam because this is where, one, he takes the shirt off because he's embarrassed, but also you see him licking, his finger, wiping blood off of his arms. It takes a second. Hold on. What a monster, you guys. Hey, minded monsters. Wow, how weird is that? Thank you, Stephen.
What are you coming in here for? Bring you in just right now. You met the name. We're gonna talk to your supervisor first, and then we'll. What time did you come in today?
Yes, he did, hippie chick.
We're just gonna right now.
Just a second, let me tell you guys, when we watch the interrogation, there's a moment that the guy's like, look, I get not really caring about the woman, but that may be your child. That's likely your child. Because the dude's like, do you have any kids with anyone besides your wife? He's like, I don't know. They're like, man, stop playing games. It's a yes or no damn question. Well, anyways, they get to asking him, like, do you want to know if that's your son? Like, for sure. Don't you want to know if that's your baby there, deceased? He don't even answer. Like, he just sits there. Like, it's unbelievable. Okay, Shabanae, thank you for your help. I don't know, unseen thinkers, me too. Do you hear this? Oh my God.
Come on, you're goofy.
Hey,
So I have to do, we do, come with me, you go and talk to you. Because we're gonna go talk to you right now. To the police department. Yeah, you can go down to the station and talk to you there.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Oh, yes.
Monday.
Let me call my student. Call my student, because it's gonna be fucking embarrassing, all right? It's gonna be embarrassing.
But give me his number.
956
he's embarrassed. He wants to call his supervisor.
764
You should be embarrassed.
8851.
For what? Were you riding by yourself or were you riding with somebody?
Well, I'm for myself.
In the truck or in the four?
In the truck. Yeah.
This is right after. This is literally within a couple of hours from the time he brutally killed Griselda and Dominic. I mean, his own child. And look at it. I just can't. I don't know. It's wild. This is. Oh, love you too, Tiff. I'm glad you're doing okay and good to see you. I messaged you to check on you.
I'm sorry, brother. $743-513851, yes.
Okay, now I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. I think it'll be right here in a second. Yep, watch this. Licking his hand and wiping his arm. Bro, you're on camera. Oh my God. I get so fired up, y'all. Y'all already know that.
What is it that's doing in the thing?
He's wiping his arms. Looks like he's cleaning something off.
What was it that he did right before he went?
He licked his finger.
Look, he's still looking at his arms. So, do I have any wounds? I'm surprised he didn't have any wounds after the way that he attacked Griselda. I mean, I can't get over how horrible that is. And her family, like, just imagine the family today and pray for them. You know they're going through it. They had to see, we didn't see them, horrible pictures, hear horrible details. If you came in late, let me tell you. Oh, Carol freaking Claus. Thank you. Oh, welcome, Shits and Giggles. Thank you, Carol freaking Claus, again. Very sweet. Okay, so let me tell you guys again what he did to Griselda, in case you came in late. He stabbed her 27 times.
What was it that was just said? You hear that?
Los teléfonos.
What was just said? Did you hear that? The phone. Spanish for the phone. Okay, but let's see. He stabbed her 7 times in the back of the neck, 3 times in the back left side of the head, 3 times in the back left shoulder.
Hey, brother, who else put your other last name? Your last name, your other one. Aviles.
3 to the back left shoulder, 3 to the back left upper arm, 1 to the left upper back, 1 right collarbone, 1 left collarbone, 3 to the front and both sides of her neck. This is when he's getting searched and he takes his shirt off. But I'm going to leave it muted so I can read this to you guys because there's nothing really here. 1 to the top left shoulder, 1 to the left upper arm, 1 to the left forearm, 1 slash to the left side of the face, 2 to the back left hand, 2 stab wounds, 1 slash to the left wrist and a fracture to the wrist. There was a stab wound to the right cheek, to the left corner of the mouth, and then another slash parallel with the earlobe. Also, she had a brain hemorrhage. This was violent. She tried to protect herself, which is kind of what they insinuated with the fracture to the wrist. But just imagine, this man just did this. Not only that, he attacked a little 18-month-old baby, 19 months old, that was his child, that looked identical to one of his children at home, damn near identical. He takes his little baby Yoda shirt that says "Lucky I Am" on it, pulls it up over his face, places his hand over his face, and takes a knife and sticks it through his sternum. It goes into his sternum and through his collarbone, breaking his collarbone. He then took it out and cut his arteries in his neck. I mean, what a monster. I don't, cheating is one thing. I can't stand a cheater. I can't stand a liar. But why are you in a relationship if you're cheating? That's just stupid. But, I mean, that's nothing compared to the kind of monster he really is. So vicious. He said she had beef with other people. Oh my God. Oh, Mind of Monsters. It is. Oh my God. Yes, Crime Curious. Actually, I think now we're going to get into his some of his interrogation. Hold on just a second. Let me go to. It's more of the car ride. During, like, the prosecutor wanted to play it to watch his behavior. Reminded me of Chad Doerman, you know, and his behavior when being booked. Because he's still trying to lick his arm, bite his fingernails, all that stuff. Look at him. Okay, now.
Our TV cameras are in Texas this afternoon for the mistress and child murder trial for Ronald Burgos Aviles. He's a former Border Patrol agent. He's facing the death penalty in the stabbing of his girlfriend, Griselda Hernandez, and their 1-year-old son.
Not Griselda, but listen to this. When I'm going to go back just a little bit. Let me get to the beginning of when he's being interrogated. They ask him, do you have, we're going to watch it on Grizzly, actually. I think it would be much better. But they ask him, do you have kids with anyone besides your wife? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? And he's like, well, I do know this one girl, Lindsay. She says something about a baby. And then Grizz. There's a girl named Grizz. All I know her by is Grizz. Of course, he won't go, say her actual damn name. Bubba will love his ass in prison, just saying. He did leave many victims. Think about his babies and his wife. Like, okay. I'm going to get it. I'm going to find the exact spot on Grizzlies. I just think that.
Particular situation, you're not saying, okay, so you don't have a piece, you have a long stretch. Okay, and how long is your stretch from where to where is your stretch? At that time, I thought, I know, but I don't know. Well, sorry, was it? You seen something?
Okay, it is hard to understand at parts, but we're going to start here because this is where he describes finding, he says, the mother's body. That's how he says it. This is Grizzly's video. You guys go subscribe. She does excellent. And the audio is the best over here, in my opinion. So that's one reason why we're going to watch it here. Plus, it's in full. He said he tried shaking her. He's so hard to understand here, but it does get a little bit easier. But I will tell you guys, I earlier put my headphones in, and that made it so much better. I could understand it much easier.
Yeah, I mean, and you had like a favorite to bring her through the lives. Well, that was the same time simultaneously. On the radio, as all this is going on, I would say,
hold on, let's just make sure.
And he was like,
That's awesome. And I saw your comment last night. I like the bald detective. That's a stupid answer. I know. He was getting.
think in this particular situation,
Look at his face, even right there. He's like, he gets pissed. He tells him, be a damn man. Like, grow some nuts. That's exactly his words. Yeah, headphones. That's funny. I know, MK, they really do. Let it fall off and die.
showing up, you're thinking that, oh, she's probably assaulted someone that they want, she didn't want to pay for. She's helpless. I think it's starting to get on you say.
Hold on. I want to get to this certain part where it's a little.
But touching the victim and shaking and trying to turn it over to see if he's alive. But why would you do that if you're saying that you're not allowed to make any determinations? Like that in itself is contradictory, you know? And he said, I'm just going to say, so trigger warning for the content. I'm going to paraphrase exactly. So the quote was him saying, no, jack shit about crime scene shit. That's what he's saying.
Then why are you touching it? Oh, to have a reason why your DNA and fingerprints and stuff will be all over it. Okay.
They are not trained to handle crime scenes. Amazing though, then that.
I'm gonna skip past her commentary. She's great. Go over there and listen and watch it all.
He tapped it also, and he's like, what can happen? And
Not quite there yet. Let's just go a little bit more.
so in this particular situation, not seeing that just pass out the key exposure see because more trauma. It's pretty clear. But the moment thoughtful trauma, as well as myself,
I mean, when there's blood everywhere, you're in blood full of, usually it's a sign.
I even know you and with that, it was like, hey, there's well, I was them. That was making those calls because, like I said, he's the one that. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we agreed when we showed up. We were there 10 seconds. We said a lot. But at the time when I was there, I didn't know it was trauma. I didn't even know that shit,
Yeah, well, we don't know assuming because of the type.
He basically says he assumed it was blunt force trauma. I'm going to skip a little further. We're just about to the part where it starts to get intense. I want to show you guys like the biggest parts that stand out because there's a lot to it. There's no way we can go through everything because after this, I want to show you the medical examiner.
And that's the moment. Yeah, that's almost like this shoe here. Looks like the old one. And it was like pretty close, so I grabbed it. And I put it better when I was that white one that was there. You grabbed both shoes? The first one I grabbed, and I think it was like.
He grabbed the shoes, her shoes.
It was like, I mean, like 15.
It's the first show.
It's hot for regular stuff. You know? But where shoes discovered shoes a little bit off the beaten path. They normally stay inside. They go over.
Right. Well, you tell me. I'm asking you. You tell me. Who's the car? Whose car is it?
Whose car is it?
Right.
I don't know whose car it is. Those were investigating the deceased person. Well, you're asking me a question, but I want the answer. If you want to ask me something.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a baby with another girl?
I don't know.
Okay, this is the part. So he's basically asking him whose car is it. Ronald gets mad and says, you're asking me shit I don't know. He says, all right, let me ask you this. Do you have a baby with another woman besides your wife? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to keep playing. This is, oh my gosh, it's infuriating and intense, but interesting as hell.
I can't.
That's a stupid answer. You don't know. You answer no, but
There's no playing around.
we're talking a double homicide. Do you have a baby with someone else? Yes or no? We simply.
You gotta make it easier for someone else. You gotta make it easier for someone. makes the situation worse. I know where you're going. But the yes or no questions, if it's not that simple, it's not like I gotta tell you.
It's so complex.
Yeah, listen, asking you if you have a baby with someone other than your wife is a yes or no. I'm not gonna judge you. I don't give a damn. I'm just asking you, do you have a child with somebody else?
It's because I don't know. Twice already, somebody said that they're pregnant.
Twice already, somebody said they're pregnant. Now, pay attention to this. He thinks he's so damn slick. First, he gives some random girl's name. I don't know. Could it be a real girl, a real woman? Sure, because he obviously has a problem being faithful to his wife. But then he goes on to Grizz. That's all he knows. A girl named Grizz. Not Griselda. You know, it's just.
Who are those females that told you twice already? They said they're pregnant. That's your name, Lindsay, or?
Or making up names now of other pregnant ladies or what?
How old is she? 24, 23. And the other girl? And the other one was in Grace what? That's all I know.
The other one's Grizz. Grizz what? That's all I know.
Did I do something in females that I met? What is Lindsay? I don't know. I met, like I said, man, I met them out. Lindsay, where does she work? San Antonio, some department store. Okay, so she used to do that all night. She was like that. Okay, and then what was that one of them? Chris? How old is she? That's all I know. How old is she?
I know. Unseen thinkers.
24. That's when I met him. I don't know about now. Okay, so what is she doing? When was the last time you saw either one of these girls? Lindsay, I saw. Like a concert or just on the street somewhere? Social. You hung out. Does she appear to be that person that you saw on first? Oh, what about the second one? The second one? Sebastian? Resembles her?
This okay. So he says, does the first woman, Lindsay, does she appear to be the woman we saw today? No. What about the second one? He said resembles her. What? Oh, Katie, I'm so glad that you do. I love you guys being here. It does, MK. It really does. Like they both got actually pretty heated.
Did she have a child recently? Yes. How old is the baby? Child.
1.5.
What is she normally driving?
What?
When I met her, she drove a truck. So we get
When he met her, she drove a truck, which she borrowed her sister's car because it was a nice car. We know that. When her sister testified, she kind of goes into her borrowing the car.
So you've been seeing her in the your wife?
Yes.
That was 2 years ago. Me and my wife, we were doing had issues.
Him and his wife were having issues.
Over here.
I had it paused. It shouldn't be frozen. Let me know. Let me pull it up on my phone.
You're with Grace? When she gets back? How long ago did you break up with Grace? We were never anything. Oh, okay. Just social dating. Just 2 chicks, never anything. Okay. It was just like a male. But it was intimate relationship, sex, it was just, friends with benefits, right? Now you understand what I'm telling you? Like, I don't know for sure. Because it's not like I'm thinking.
But that's what you gotta explain.
This is why he doesn't know for sure if he has kids with other people. They weren't together. They were, you know.
But you don't know what.
You told me, oh, really, yes or no?
Well, it's a yes or no question.
It's not a yes question. It's like,
Well, I mean, you're trying to blame me by saying maybe. It is wrong that you have to say you don't.
I'm explaining it.
You're a grown man.
I'm explaining it to you.
Your answer is maybe, right? You don't know, you possibly have a kid with Lindsay and maybe with Grizz.
No.
They want to manage that they want to pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They say, I can tell you right now.
Well, then the answer is no. You don't think you have a baby.
I don't know, that's just, I don't know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know. That's the answer, I don't know.
When was the last time you saw Grizz?
2 weeks ago.
I know, unseen thinkers. It makes me want to.
So you guys kind of still carrying on a little relationship?
We start talking.
Yes, it does, Tori.
What's your cell phone number? 863? 63. Well, that's me. 242 581 58 81.
So, your telephone number for Antonio Aviles is known by the mother of the victim.
Boom. He says, gives this phone number, your phone number and your name, Anthony, or whatever he said, Anthony Burgos, is known by the mother of the victim. This is the moment where it starts to come together. That was her. We know it. We know everything. And her mama knows it too.
Okay. So go from there. Where am I? Just get it off your chest.
Just get it off your chest.
If the victim's mother was grieving beyond anything you can imagine right now, is saying that your name is this and your phone number is this. So they provide it.
Yeah, that's true.
So we know the identity of that person and the child. Okay. Tell us what happened.
So we know the identity of the dead person and the child. That's their word. So, excuse me, because I know that it sounds a little harsh. Then he says, so what happened?
What? With the incident that you discovered. Are you telling me it's a coincidence that you discovered?
Me too, Maria.
You know that I was murdered?
It was a coincidence?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you see that? Do you see him laugh? That just makes me so angry.
With what?
With the incident that you discovered. Are you telling me it's a coincidence that you discovered
A person dying.
a baby you know that died? I was murdered?
It was a coincidence?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is laughing because he asked him, do you think it's a coincidence that you know the young lady who's murdered, that it's, this person that you've had relations with who thinks you have their baby? Is that a coincidence? And he laughs like that. He is disgusting. I know, Chica. I'm going to rewind it 10 seconds so you guys that might have missed it can see it in full. Plus, I like to look, I like to look again.
A person dying.
You know that died? I was murdered?
It was a coincidence?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow,
Is there any chance that this child could be yours?
What, like I was telling you, you wouldn't have done anything.
I know, Robin, me too.
All right, so my interaction with this English, that's how they win, right? I'm denying that I don't know, just in Greek. Do I possibly know for sure I was Griselda or Lindsay? I don't know because I didn't take
I
it.
just told you.
I'm talking like.
Sure did, Tiff.
Moments, you know, so that's what you guys are wondering, how come all New York is or whatever. It's not that. You know, I didn't have a freaking, I didn't have who the person was. It was me and that when we showed there, like, I was like.
So y'all were together, y'all discovered the body together? Okay, so.
Well, I saw it first.
Right, and then you were ready to report out of that. You were by yourself over there.
And it was like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe even less than that when we showed
So you think we should be looking at louder for this or what?
Why?
Because
Why are you on
because he discovered it.
No, like, do you hear what I said? You guys need to stop playing like the little runaround, like little tricks.
But we're asking you.
No, you're the one hearing that. You're playing tricks. You're the one that's not- What do you think? You think that all of this was coincidence? You're the one that finds her, and then the little 1-year-old, what happened was right across from her, right? We were told that you were supposed to be here in the park.
I was supposed to be shit, no one.
All right, now they're getting pissed. And he's like, you think all this is a coincidence? I can't believe the nerve of freaking Raba. That's what I want to call him. R-A-B-A, Ronald Anthony Burgos of ES. I can't believe the nerve of him just during this. It's unreal.
The last time I talked to her was about.
Yeah, it is, Unseen Thinkers.
Check her phone, man.
Okay, so just to pause, I'm going to try not to pause it no more. I have so much to say to y'all. This is infuriating. I can't believe he had the nerve to tell them to stop playing games. What the F? What are you doing, bro? Why are you even talking? You're just, oh. I'm glad he's talking, but I'm just saying, like, you're just.
Stop thinking about movie stuff. It's not.
You need to stop fucking thinking. If you fucking think I'm fucking guilty, then why are you fucking talking to me then?
Because you want to give me an opportunity to talk.
But don't give me fucking shit then.
I don't need fucking shit. That's what I'm doing with you. That's what we're doing. This is our fucking job.
You guys are fucking pissing me off.
Oh, you think we're doing that? There's 2 dead bodies over there. Hey, you mad? Hey, you think we're doing shit?
Oh my God. He said, you're pissing me off. You think there's 2 dead bodies over there and you're mad? You think we give a shit? Oh my God.
Doing you. That's what we're doing. This is our fucking job.
You guys are fucking talking to me then.
Because you want to give me an opportunity to talk.
But don't give me fucking shit then.
I don't need fucking shit. That's what we're doing you. That's what we're doing. This is our fucking job.
You guys are fucking pissing me off.
Oh, you think we're doing that? There's 2 dead bodies over there. Hey, you mad? Hey, you think we're doing shit? Man up. Grow some nuts, man. Tell us what happened.
Man up. Grow some nuts, man. Tell us what happened. He said, you think we give a shit? This is our job. There's 2 dead bodies over there. I don't give a damn how mad you are. Man up, little boy. I know, crazy mama, me too. When the dude gets convicted, when he gets convicted, gets a death penalty, see if he'll be laughing then. Hey, Tony, good evening. I know, Pointer Lover. Unseen Thinkers. I didn't know Perplexingly Happy you were here. Hey, good to see you. When you like notice stuff like that, you should let me know. Like, I want to know what you think about the body language. If he's in protective custody, he's alone, right? I hope that gets to him. If he's, you know what? I actually don't know if he is. Maybe he is, and then yeah, he would be alone. I don't know that he would stay. Like, a lot of times they will protect them until the trial.
You didn't know the damn thing. You walk by, you see a dead body there, and it just happens to be one of the girls that you have a relationship with.
Years ago.
You just saw her 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And so what?
And so what? You still talk to her?
Yes, I talked to her.
Right.
Like I talked to me. So what you're saying is that because of that. You're saying
Oh, and here's something. I believe you did. I believe you did.
All right, well, let's think about us. Let's not think about you. You know, the victims are gone. The worst possible way. Right now.
How do you
The sister,
all this?
sister, extended family.
Burgos, you're killing us too.
Sincerity. The law enforcement agency,
All those problems.
Border Patrol, PD, out of scene. It's gonna come out that you're the suspect in this case.
That's fine.
This is bigger than me and you. This is bigger than both departments. You're looking at a family that's grieving now and will grieve forever. And all because we're sitting here trying to be just not gonna do it. No, it's not that. The faster they can put it in front of you and get in front of it, and then you get in front of it. Because the case it speaks for itself. But the faster that you Burgos can get in front of it, and then the easier it'll be for you and your family. When you think about your family, stop thinking about yourself, man. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Drop the wall.
Is that your water bottle?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, it's DNA time. Was that your water bottle? It was. Let's do it.
She's exactly right. You know, that's what he's like. Can I have some water? And the guy's like, yeah, I guess. He looks at his phone, annoyed that he has to go. And then the other cop's like, is that your water bottle? You can just see it. Like, you can see his brain working.
Oh, he's alone with Detective Reyes. Look at the look.
Where's your immediate family? You got immediate family here or back in Puerto Rico? How long have you been
Back in Puerto Rico. Okay, so that's interesting. I missed that the first time.
Buddy? Look, man, I'm gonna take some one smoke up your ass here.
I'm not blowing smoke up your ass here. Let's see what he has to say, because then we're going to get into the medical examiner and stuff.
Something set you off, something. You were just gonna see if you did it just because you fucked with her or just because you were, no, something happened, man.
Every time I talk to her, it's fine. Go around. You know, we fall around all the time. Go around whatever. She was a chick.
Oh, okay. I don't hate her. Every time we hang out, we joke around, we fuck around, you know, we joke around and stuff all the time. She was a cool chick.
Her, you know, she did tell me that she got a baby of mine. I mean, whenever the heck, you know, a year and a half or whatever, and it's
She did tell me she had a baby of mine. Now, I do want you guys to see just a few more minutes of this, because when they start to talk about the baby, his demeanor is just unbelievable. I can't get over how heartless he is. I mean, just seeing pictures of that baby, I want to love him. I want to scoop him up and love him. It's his baby. I don't know.
So she never confirmed or denied. She never confirmed or denied.
She always used to say, stories, whatever. Like, for real, you know, like, we never went to that.
Kentucky Lee, she was here. I know, Amy.
No, just because she says so, she says, well, is your baby.
Have you ever bothered to go look at the child? You never?
Have you looked at the child? No, you never? Watch him. Unseen Thinker says, fingers over lips, knows things but won't say. That is so interesting. Jen Lou was in here, Kentucky Lee. Maybe she's listening. Oh, awesome Halo effect. I'm glad. I know it's so hard to understand. I have a hard time too, but it's my second time. And like I said, when I put my headphones in earlier, it was way better. Yeah, we Netflix and chill, you know, exactly. Yeah, you guys, if you have headphones, try that. And this is the thing, Grizzly has like the best autopsy, or I'm reading your comment, Chica. Grizzly has the best audio. Really. Oh, thank you, Katie. You guys are great. Fellow murderers in prison hate baby abusers and baby killers. His days are numbered. The only reason, that's what, actually, I was talking to one of my family members about it today, and that's what they said too. They believed. Okay. I want to rewind this about 20 seconds because this is when the guy asked him, have you seen him? And watch him shake his head for a long time. No. I mean, it's.
Why?
Liar, bro, liar. March 25th.
You were afraid that it might be? I mean, I'm not gonna put her on the water. I mean, if someone tells me, hey, you know, I'm gonna have your baby, and even if I don't really care about that person, I'm gonna have to take care of my kid, but I want to eat that. If that's what you is,
He said, I'm not going to judge you. I just want to know why. Why were you scared it might be yours? And he's like, I don't know. And he says, well, even if I don't care for the woman or for the person, I'm going to man up and take care of my kid.
a long time ago, about a year ago, yeah, I was thinking, right now. You were 26, whatever, 26. I was.
Yeah.
So you were
Having problems on TV and anything I saw, whatever. So to me, it was just that time, always trying to figure, you know,
So your problems and hating everything you saw was that.
you know, like.
Captain.
Night, Punksy.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm getting the water.
I mean, like I said, we're not judging all that.
So I told him, it's been fucking me and her being cool.
So then what happened today? What happened today? Probably we have it.
But it's not your story. I want to keep this up. You're gonna come, go ahead, say something, and I'll say something.
We have your phone, and we have her phone. That's it.
That's fine.
Her family saying that she would do, they know that you would do. Oh, yeah. I'm going to meet.
They have your phones. We have your phone. We have her phone. Her family knew she was going to meet you. She told her mom, I'm going to meet. And then he points to him.
What I know on my side, I don't know what she told her, I don't know. I know that I wasn't the only one, alright? You see me all.
No. Is that told her mother, TV with the intention of people. And we find photos.
She tells her mother, I'm going to meet Burgos. She turns up dead, Burgos. She turns up dead, and then we found Burgos with the dead person. So I'm going to leave this part here for now. I'm going to, because there's a lot more. You guys definitely want to go watch it. It's pinned at the top of the chat, this video, and she has it timestamped. Do not miss this interrogation. I wish we could sit here and watch it all, but I want to show you one more part because we've missed days. I mean, think about it. Hours and hours of court. Okay, this is where I wanted to get to right before he pulls out this document. This is Dr. Fernandez. Thank you guys for being here. His mom says he's innocent. Oh, wow, Kitty. Yeah, cutie. We're gonna get off that, which this isn't much easier to hear. You know, trigger warning, because he's going to lay out the injuries. Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. If you catch up stream, make sure you do.
It gets blurry. It got blurry for it.
Yes, I do.
These reports done in the normal course of business for the Nueces County Medical Office.
That's correct.
And were they done near or at the time of when you performed the op?
That's right.
Basically, fairly and accurately present the autopsy conducted on Griselda Hernandez on April 10th of 2018?
528 and 529?
528.
528. Yes, this has the findings for that case. That's right.
And then
So,
the
bear
State's
yourself.
Exhibit 529, fairly and accurately represent the autopsy performed on Dominic Hernandez back on April 10th of 2018.
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm tendering to defense for any objections.
Yeah.
Two individuals that were from Webb County.
Yes, Nueces County, several times, they'll help out some adjacent counties, surrounding counties. And if they've had an agreement in the past where Webb County, that, and they also handle other cases.
When it came to transporting the bodies from one county to the next.
Hold on, you guys. I'm not gonna make you listen to the stuff that's kind of before it.
You first received the bodies.
It was external examination noted to look at the surface of the body. And then there was identifying marks and scars that were noted. And then there was evidence of injury that was noted. And then an internal examination completed.
So, I guess, I'm requesting the court's permission to publish State's Exhibit 528.
Go ahead. Doctor, that screen on.
I see the screen in front of me, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Look at Griselda and Dominique up in the corner. Look at him up here in his little
So-
turtle suit.
Is this the autopsy report that you performed for Griselda Hernandez?
Yes, that's true.
And when was it conducted?
This was April 10th,
So this is the autopsy report.
2018.
I'm gonna let it play and mute so you guys
What
can hear
findings
it.
did you make as far as upon first receiving the body?
I made a notation that there was multiple sharp force injuries, approximately 27 stab wound type injuries. The stab wound injuries are the ones where the wound depth is generally deeper than what the wound is on the surface. That's what the classification is for the stab wound. It's a sharp injury.
Were there any other types of injuries other than stab wounds?
Yes, there were some injuries that we would call incised wounds, or you might call them a slash type wound, where they're longer along the surface than the depth.
Incised wounds. Okay, so stab wounds are deeper than the hole, and then incised wounds are longer than how deep they are. I must have totally missed him saying that because after he reads through all of these, I couldn't make out the word he was using. I screen recorded it, sent it to Woofy, and I'm like, what is he saying? And she's like, incised wounds. So, and those are the slashes.
So let me ask you this. You said she had approximately 27 stab wounds. Can you tell us where and how many stab wounds she had on the specific parts on her body?
Yes, I can, referring back to my autopsy. I had noted 7 stab wounds, cluster of 7 at the back of the neck. I had noted 3 stab wounds at the back left side of the head, 3 stab wounds at the back of the left shoulder, 3 stab wounds at the back of the left upper arm, and 1 to the left upper back. 1 stab wound in the right collarbone area, and 1 stab wound to the left collarbone area. 3 stab wounds about the front of the neck and including the sides of the neck, the left and right sides. The stab at the top of the left shoulder, the stab wound at the left upper arm, the stab wound at the left forearm, an incised wound at the left side of the face, 2 stab wounds at the back of the left hand, an incised wound at the left wrist that also had the underlying left wrist was fractured, a stab wound at the right cheek of the face, a stab at the left corner of the mouth, incised wound that went parallel along where the earlobe is.
Now, what other findings are there in these wounds? What other findings did you make on Griselda Hernandez?
The other finding noted was the pallor, P-A-L-L-O-R, of the internal organs. The internal organs were pale.
She had bled so much, they had loss of blood. Now, he attacked her from behind. This man attacked this woman from behind and put a shirt over the baby's face to kill them. He's a coward. Night Wolfie, he is a complete coward. It is just disgusting.
And what causes it?
That's one of the findings you'll
Yep,
see when there's
yeah,
been
exactly.
blood loss, the organs turn pale.
Were there any other findings that
Ugh.
you found?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
In the body?
Yes, and there's an area on the surface of the brain that we call the subarachnoid, subarachnoid. That's on the surface of the brain. And scattered areas on the surface of the brain had hemorrhage, Hemorrhage, bleeding on the surface of the brain in different areas.
And how could this occur?
The bleeding on the brain is from blunt trauma. It's from impact. The head impacting an object or surface, or some object or surface.
Woofy, I put it in the same time you did, and then I put LO or LMAO because we put it at the same time, but that feels inappropriate considering what we are hearing. So hold on a minute, I'm gonna delete those. Whew.
Impacting against it.
This contributes to her death?
Yes, that would be a contributor to the death.
And so what did you determine to be the cause of death for Griselda Hernandez?
The cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries.
Can the 27 stab wounds be described as such? The approximately 27 stab wounds, can they be described as such?
The stab wounds are sharp force injuries.
Did you do an external examination of Griselda Hernandez?
Yes, that's on page 2.
Yes. This one right here.
Yes.
Okay. And did you document your observations after doing external examination?
Yes, they were noted in the report.
And in regards to an external examination, what evidence of injury did you observe?
That was started to list on page 2 at the bottom. That's where the section evidence of injury began. And I had that area, I noted that the back of the left forearm had a quarter-inch red area. The mid back of the left forearm, the upper part of it had a half-inch area where the surface had been had excoriation. EXCORITION, a scratch along the surface. And then above this was another 3/4 inch excoriation or scratch.
So can you explain to the jury how the left cerebral surface?
I know, crazy
receives
mama.
this subarachnoid hemorrhage?
That would be that part of the body having blood trauma impacting against the surface, or something, or an object impact against that part of the body.
So would it be similar to the right side? Because I believe I asked you the left. How about the right cerebral surface?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what type of what?
Object can cause that type of trauma to the head.
Oh, that's blunt force. It's not a sharp object because it's a blunt object.
Wonder if he hit her with that rock he kicked that had the blood on it, because he obviously hit her with something, right? Because of the brain hemorrhage, and he just said that wouldn't be from a sharp force object.
In that part of the head.
Huh.
And did you do internal examination of Griselda?
Yes, there's an internal examination that was noted That's correct. That's on page 4.
And they didn't find anything. I'm gonna skip some of this.
And you documented your observations, right?
Yes, sir.
And what did you observe in regard?
Those organs aside.
And was a radiographic examination performed of Griselda?
Just
No
your
drugs,
standard
no
X-rays
alcohol.
are done, or sharp object that may be broken off.
Wrist being fractured consistent with anything?
That would be consistent with the defense type of injury. Someone blocking an attack with that part of the body, and you end up having
my
that
God.
area fractured.
Poor Griselda.
And as part of your autopsy, was a toxicology
Patricia.
test performed?
Yes, sir.
I know.
Did you perform that test?
Yeah, it was done by a DPS accredited lab called National Medical Services, and they did testing.
Okay. And was this done under your direction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
Yes,
was there
yes,
anything
I agree.
that would have alarmed you, alerted you?
They tested for drug alcohol use, and the testing was non.
Nothing was detected.
That's correct.
Me either.
And did you sign off as the medical performed this autopsy?
Yes, that's my name. For
Let me ask, what was the fatal blow to Griselda Fernandez?
the injuries that happened at the neck, at the left side of the neck, right to stab wounds. They cut through the skin, the underlying soft tissue, and cut the blood vessels in that area.
Could it have happened when she fell? Well, I suppose that's possible. But, I mean, I think it would take a pretty hard fall, right, to have a brain hemorrhage. Like if you just fall down from where you're standing at your regular height, I don't know. You know, I think it's possible, but probably not very probable. Or like,
On the left and right side, it's
That's
a
just-
vein in that area and a carotid artery in that, and both of them were cut, transected on both sides. So every time the heart would beat, there would be blood coming from those
my God.
What can you say that term? The
transected.
Can you? What is that?
That's where you cut it and it's in two or is it two parts.
May I approach the witness? So I'm showing you what's been marked.
And he's over here doodling.
And there are several exhibits for the record. 413 through 415, 4 through 438.
These are pictures and
Absolutely. Oh man, enemy today. Lab row.
And Your Honor, just to give a fair warning to the members of the family and the media, some of these photos that I'm request to publish are graphic.
Yeah.
what's wrong, Rabba? You don't want to see them? Can't handle what you've done, you freaking coward. I can't stand
So
him.
I'm publishing.
Cannot stand him. We're gonna screw some
And
these. Hold on one second.
there is some red discoloration at the right hand side of the photograph. Some injuries at the back. Sharp injuries to the clothing. The front of the left wrist area near the thumb.
Sorry, you guys. I just want to get
I'm showing you States Exhibit 419.
one more
now.
part, and then we're gonna talk for a second.
Yes, these are photographs. This photograph shows the back of the hand, with the stab wound at the back of the left wrist. It's been removed.
You stated 422. Before I ask you to tell us what you observed, is that how she first came to your office?
That's correct.
Okay, and what can you tell us about States Exhibit 422? What do you observe here?
This photograph shows the back of the body. The back surface of the body is the clothing that she has on has some.
My God.
When you mean soiled by blood, the clothing, what do you mean by that?
I mean, the wounds that she had on her body were bleeding when the heart pumps. The wounds bleed, and they soil the clothing.
Man. I feel for
Would you say
This clothing, Yes, it was. It's a type that's significant amount of that.
Okay. Showing you State's Exhibit 423. What you observe here?
Oh
after
my
doing your
God.
autopsy?
This is the front of the body showing the lower leg area, the upper leg.
Oh my God, Patricia, I am so sorry. My twin sister's 32-year-old daughter passed last night of cervical cancer. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Area showing that it has some soiling also.
By soiling, you mean this area right here
Yeah.
and here?
Yes, the discolored areas. That's right.
Okay. I'm showing you State's Exhibit 424 now. What can you tell? What do you observe in this photograph?
There's a photograph that shows the upper part of the body. No. The cases that come to the office and you start.
Exhibit 427. What do you observe here in this photograph?
This is a photograph that shows the ruler at the center of the photograph. Above the ruler,
What does that mean?
there's how much of those vessels.
An inside wound, or is that a stab?
I want you to hear one part, but it's
The mouth shows the left face.
Right.
Let's see. It's at the corner of the ruler.
what's wrong? You don't want to
The other-
see the pictures of what you've
There,
done?
go upward. Up. There.
Look
To
at
the-
him. Oh my God. He just
I'm showing you has been marked as State's Exhibit 429 now. What'd you observe after doing your?
Did y'all see him look out of the corner of his eye? It's gotten blurry again. It gets blurry here and there, but when they change the exhibit, he glances up and glances away really quickly.
To the left.
Okay. I'm showing you has been marked as State's Exhibit 429 now. What'd you observe after doing your examination on State's Exhibit 29?
This is a photograph that shows the left side of the face, the left cheek area that has there's a vertical cut slash there at the left cheek.
Is he consistent with the slash, or excuse me, an inside wound or a stab wound?
Yes, it would be consistent with the inside wound, left side of face. I labeled it as J on my report.
And I'm showing you has been marked as State's Exhibit 450. What can you tell us that you can observe in this photograph?
This is a wound that's also showing the left neck area and the upper collarbone area above the ruler, and the wounds that are stab wounds going into those sides of the body. Six stab wounds at that location.
And in this little cluster, can you count how many wounds she has?
We're still on mom.
Comes in where you're pointing,
Yeah.
and then
Went all the way through.
went all the way. That's right. It continued through.
And finally, State's at 444. What can you tell us that you observed here?
This is a photograph where you can see both the wounds now, the one side and the other side, where it went through and through, in and out.
So this is a better angle of the previous exhibit that I told you. We're going from one side into the other.
This one shows both of the wounds.
So it's one object coming through and then exiting the other side.
That's correct.
Wait, I think I went too far.
So I'm gonna go ahead now and so I'm gonna go ahead and show you State's Exhibit 529.
It's gonna be so sad to hear about Dominic as
I
well.
think this is that. Okay.
So this is your autopsy report pertaining to who?
This is Dominique A. Hernandez.
And when did you do this autopsy report?
This was April 10th, 2018.
So let me ask you this: what findings did you make? And then I guess you can tell us findings you made, and we can get down.
Yes, sir.
Hippie chick, I'm gonna pay attention as we watch now because I was listening but not watching the screen, so I didn't see his face during this part.
I noted under findings there was abrasions. Those are scrapes. There's scrapes of abrasions on the back of the right hand. There was a stab wound injury at the left side of the neck that transected the blood vessels at the left side of the neck, the carotid vessels. There was a stab wound at the mid front of the chest that went up to the left collarbone and cut part of the collarbone. And then the internal organs, they had pallor, what we call generalized pallor.
So real quick on that, you mentioned Griselda had pallor of the internal organs, and then Dominic had generalized pallor. Is there a difference between the two?
Bless you. They both had diffuse. This one that was just noted more pronounced.
Okay. And what causes that?
The blood volume in the adults not the same as blood volume. Bless you. The blood volume in an adult's not the same as 1 year old. The 1 year old has a lot lower blood volume, and when the organs had lost the blood, were more pronounced as far as pale. The adult has 5 liters of blood. The child would have maybe about 1 liter.
And approximately how many stab wounds did Dominic have in your autopsy?
The stab wound was at the left neck area, and then the stab wound at the mid front of the chest.
So 2 stab wounds?
Those were the 2 that were noted.
And can you show us on the body where they were located?
The stab wound on the left side of the neck went through the left side of the neck where the carotid vessel is and the vein is, and then the stab wound at the chest was at the chest vein.
And then so what
His nostrils flaring. Watch. I'm gonna rewind like 10 seconds. Like, excuse me, how dare you even have an attitude like that? Shame on you. I'd love to put my boot straight through your freaking teeth and your nose. God, he make.
And then so what
The hell are you flaring your nostrils about, you freaking loser?
so what does underlying transaction of left carotid vessels? I hope I said that right.
Carotid vessels. Yes, sir.
Can you explain to us what that is?
When the stab wound through the body, it comes.
Okay, so this video is pinned at the top if you guys want to watch it. We went through a lot today. We went through the officer, the Laredo police officer who was on the scene when, they started finding out it was him. We watched him lick the blood off of his arm in the car. We watched some of the interrogation and then the medical examiner, and those are major parts. And we still have a while to go. Who knows what's going to come out, next. But I'll join you. Alexi Flippin drives me angry. I know. Me too. Let me make sure there's nothing in my notes I wanted to remind you guys of. And then I'm going to let you go until tomorrow. Let's see. He does have a shared workspace. Victim's phone traveled to defendant's house. They had a whole hearing about some of that. It was frustrating. Oops. Then we have the investigator who talks about finding child support papers in his desk at work. He shared a workspace. We had Nicole Morales come on who talks about the DNA on his truck, the DNA, just 6 different reports, and there was a lot there too. Then we have Detective Richard Reyes Jr. from Laredo Police Department. That's the one the bald guy in the interrogation. He's a damn rock star. He was tasked with looking for the vehicle. He saw the Mercedes, secured it. He saw the defendant walking towards the near car. Words exchanged. He asked him, "Hey, you were just over at the crime scene. Now you're over here. What the hell's going on?" His response to him was basically, "I'm a supervisor and I have to report to my superiors." He overheard his name on the radio transmission, and that is when he was in earshot of that, and everyone there realized that there was an Agent Burgos at the scene. Detective Raimundo Garcia had his full name. They were annoyed. They were all on high alert because of his gun. They brought him in for the interrogation. Where they were interviewing. Now, this is quite interesting. When he talks about this, they're like, "So how many interview rooms are there?" There's other interviews taking place for family members and things like that. He was in interview room 2, and his ex-spouse was also there being interviewed at the time. His ex-spouse. So they are not together anymore. From police officer on the stand himself. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. This case is a lot. It's a lot to go through. I just appreciate it so much because I'm interested in it. You know, they deserve, Griselda and Dominic, they deserve to be taught as much as the kids in Idaho in any other case. So I just really appreciate you guys being here and being part of that. Let me read some comments and then I'm going to let you go. Let's see. Patricia says, "In the interrogation, the 2 cops wanted to jump across the table and put his head through the wall." I loved that. I loved it. Thank you, Cutie Pie. Thank you, Lynn. You guys have a great weekend too. Ooh, at Monster Jam. Oh, that's awesome, Music City Mom. I hope you have fun. I know, True Crime Crazy. I don't either. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Unseen Thinkers. Crime Curious, Shay Benet. I love and appreciate you guys so much. I really do. We adore you, Rainbow Mom. All right, you guys, have a great night. Appreciate you guys. If you missed Crime Curious's live before this, you want to replay that, I'm going to replay Melissa Jade later. Yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here, and yeah, have a good night. Bye.